Playoffs are all locked up. But who's going to be the biggest surprise this spring? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pucked Up. I am Chris, and joined with me on this excellent journey through time and hockey, I have D in Danger.
That's us.
We are on the cusp of the final games of the regular season for the 2023-2024 campaign.
I wish they would be over.
Yeah, I know everyone's got just about everyone's got one more game left. If not, everyone's already wrapped up their season. Couple teams still with a couple left. Yep,
Yeah.
we play our last game on Thursday as well.
Hence the green fingernails.
There you go.
Indeed, getting excited. It's a home game, or?
Yeah, it'll be the last one I get to go to, so.
There you go.
Excited.
Gets a wrap up season nicely.
Entered me in the jerseys off our backs raffle.
Yeah.
Nice.
She entered me for Gustafson and Fleury. Fingers crossed I get Fleury.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I mean
either
out
one's
of like
a win.
18,000 people. But like I've never really won anything.
Yeah.
So a
That'd be a dope thing to
game
win.
worn Fleury jersey, and it's a 78, would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like dream come true, because then I'm pretty sure you get to meet the player, but you may not. I don't remember if
that would be sick if you got to meet Fleury.
I know.
I would be so
jealous.
For
the Caps, we just did ours, and they have you come stand out on the ice, and the player walks up to you and literally pulls it off of their back.
Yeah.
Which was cute, because the guy who won it for TJ was wearing a 77 jersey already, and it was just like, thanks for the second one, bud.
Right.
He was an old dude. It was really cute.
Yeah. But yeah, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping. It'd be pretty sick. He's my favorite.
That would be dope.
One of my favorites. But, yeah.
We all love Fleury around here.
We all love Fleury.
Do.
I'd be really torn between wearing it and
keeping it forever. Framing, yeah. Locked away.
I'd probably wear it if he does come back next season. And then frame it. For sure, frame it once he's in the Hall of Fame. But
yeah.
He's first ballot.
I'm sure I won't get it, but it's fun to dream.
Oh yeah, a girl can dream.
If I come in next week with a new, 78 jersey,
we'll know where it came from.
Your girl's ecstatic.
You got lucky.
Your girl won some shit. Got lucky with Fleury. So, I'd say it's high time we hop right into this bitch and get this show started with D telling us about the PWHL.
It is me. Look at that. PWHL is still going in full swing. They have some games later on this weekend. So Thursday, Saturday. Saturday actually has a ton of games, so if you have the free time, make sure you're heading over to their YouTube channel. The games are free to watch, and they're actually really well called. Like, the announcers are fucking incredible.
Production so it's a great way to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for it being on YouTube. Like, I know a lot of people, YouTube's production quality has gone up in a lot of places, but a lot of like live sports on YouTube definitely get there's like a low quality connotation with it, I feel like. And you should not feel that way with this, because it's really, really good.
Right.
With that being said, we did have some breaking news that 31 professional women's hockey league players won medals at the 2024 IIHF Women's World Championship. So stars from across the PWHL were instrumental in the success for various countries at the 2024 IIHF Women's World Championship that wrapped up Sunday night in Utica, New York. Utica sounds better. It sounds fancier. Utica sounds like it's a urinary tract infection. And
Utica, though, is...
Have you ever been to Utica?
No. I actually have.
Yeah.
Have you? I want to go only because
very randomly
have been binge watching this from
the
urinary tract infection
is how shitty it is, but
Yeah, I've been to Utica several times.
Yeah. Anyway, now that we're done dragging
Shitting on
entire
Utica,
city.
New
Sorry
York.
for
Yeah.
anybody listening from
Sorry.
Utica.
Let me know how angry you are in the comments down below, and I will ignore you promptly.
From
So
the
like I said, a
YouTube
total
videos,
of
though, it looks like a beautiful city. I will just say that. Very
there's
warm
some
anyway.
cool stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I
Yeah.
went bowling in Utica. Fun fact. A total of 31 PWHL players earned medals, including 19 who won gold while representing Canada. So shout out to Canada in their 6-5 overtime victory over the United States.
Fuck!
Crazy. Love a good game between the two of them. It's for me, it's always a coin toss between those two
Oh, yeah.
countries. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's
No.
like great. Canada's winning one year, the US is winning the
The
next.
US is winning
And
the
I kind of
other.
love to see that. Yeah.
That's the best
11
international sports rivalry is the US and Canada in hockey.
Yeah. 11 PWHL players will return home with silver medals for Team USA, and one PWHL player won a bronze medal while competing on behalf of Finland.
Mm.
So there you go. That is the breakdown of the 31 stars who came out of this with a medal. If you would like to see the full list of stars, because there's a lot of names, 31 is a lot to go over, be sure to head to the PWHL website. They have a whole breakdown there as to what team they were playing for, what their position was, and some stats for their games as well. So shout out as always to the PWHL for having incredible media and news coverage on their website. It makes it really easy for us to find stuff, and for always like really being such a big champion for these ladies. That's super dope that so many professional hockey players were able to participate and support their country. Obviously, a huge number for Hockey Canada, with 19 there representing, and even 11 for the US team as well. Really incredible for them. There's also on their website, if y'all are interested, again, because they do just have a bunch of really dope shit. They have a series of 5 questions with Emma Greco and 5 questions with Kristen Campbell and Maggie Connors. Like they're interviewing their players in a really fun way to sort of get their names out there more. And I definitely think that we should be talking about these players. These are all girls who have worked incredibly hard their entire life. Um, and finally are kind of getting a little bit of recognition that they deserved. And I think we're going to see some cool stuff come out of the PWHL next year.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, they're wrapping up their season, so we will have some announcements for you guys coming up soon as to their playoff standings. They're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. So very exciting stuff.
Big shout out to
Back to
Hillary
you,
Knight,
Chris.
too.
Yeah, always
Hillary
shout out
Knight,
to Hillary Knight.
after she, with,
She's a fucking baller.
well, with the US getting the silver, she is now the
Yeah.
most decorated woman in like international hockey history or like international sports. It was something big. 14 medals she has won in international competition with the United States,
Wow.
which
Yeah.
is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah, big
insane.
big shout out to the US and Canada and the I was watching. I didn't get a chance to watch much of it because I don't have the NHL network. But I did catch a lot of the highlights of women's championships, and it looked like it was a great tournament. So hopefully,
Yeah.
YouTube TV will get their heads out of their ass and bring the NHL network in.
Yeah. Also, real
That would
quick,
be
shout
fun.
out to Toronto for having the most penalty minutes so far in the inaugural season.
That's epic.
We love that.
We do love
Minnesota's
some
number 2.
fighters. Yeah,
New
that
York
tracks.
Y'all need to step up your game because you are
We're the
last.
first losers. But
New
we
York
did the first. Anyway.
Anyway.
I couldn't
Yeah.
find the words that
Fair.
I wanted. It was
Fair.
something about breaking the first record of attendance, but
You
it
did.
really doesn't
And then it got
matter
broken a
anymore
couple of
because
times
somebody beat
after you.
us.
Well, but it's
Yeah,
still
what's the record,
fun.
I
like
do
15?
think next year though we will break the record for season ticket holders for how
probably.
many season ticket holders
Yeah.
out of any of the teams.
We do currently have 2 players tied for most penalty minutes
No
in the
shit.
league. Yep.
Well,
Abby
we
Roque
like to fight
and
even as
Teresa Venesova.
All right.
both have 31 penalty minutes, which is so funny. Because that's like one game for a lot of our NHL
Right.
counterparts.
That's one game for the Kachuk brothers.
Not even combined,
Nope.
just one of the
No,
Kachucks
just
is 31
Brady
minutes.
or
Yeah,
Matthew.
yeah.
Brady. Yeah.
It's most likely Brady.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh shit.
if you guys are really into stats, they break it down on their website. So definitely be sure to hit up
Yeah.
the pwhl.com
Hell
if
yeah.
you're a stat nerd.
Oh yeah. No, I will definitely be looking into that.
Yeah.
Because I am a stat nerd.
I know.
Yeah.
Nerd.
It's
Chris,
fucking
known stat
nerd.
nerd.
Also underneath
True
super
story.
spoonable. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna take that.
super
I'm gonna tell
spoonable, known stat nerd.
listen, that's the only thing I'm proud of is that I'm super spoonable.
Super spoonable.
Only thing I'm
And
proud
that
of.
is something to
You
be
can
proud
quote
of.
me.
Oh.
I'm proud that I'm very scary.
Anybody have any team updates? I know all the stuff I have to talk about are all things that we are going to collectively discuss in a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Very true. Yeah,
Right.
one of your team updates is one of our bullet points.
two of our
in the
team
episode.
updates. Two of my team updates.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well,
True shit.
our new kid, Murat,
New
who's
kids
next to
on the block.
Dinoff, I think I said it right, scored his first NHL goal on Friday,
Nice.
which is pretty awesome. I think he now has 2 goals. And then I know there's 2 players that missed our road trip recently. One was,
Oh.
my boy Zuccarello, and I was originally very worried. But come to find out, he and his wife, girlfriend, partner, whatever, they're having another baby.
Ooh.
Bye-bye.
So their little girl, I think, is not even a year old yet.
Wow.
But yeah, nobody really knew. And being that he's like my age, I would think that his partner is around our age. So maybe that's why they didn't tell anybody, is because we're kind of up there as far as age of giving birth
Oh.
goes.
Fair.
But my grandma and I were talking about it after it got announced at one of the games. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking about how we have Matilda as their daughter's name, and she is the
Oh,
cutest
cute.
freaking thing in the world. And I was like, we hadn't seen Matilda at like games in months. So I was getting, kind of like not worried, but like, because, they'd always be right on the glass at warm ups. And, but I'm sure once mom started showing, they
Yeah.
stopped coming to the games. So,
Yeah. That
I
makes
don't know
sense.
that if she's delivered yet, but good, Juju heading their way for a healthy delivery. There's
100%.
another player on the team as well who's having a baby, and I unfortunately cannot remember who it is. Maybe on our injury list. Hold on. Yeah, no, they don't say. So maybe the other one did have the baby. Or the other one's partner had the baby, I should
I was
say.
gonna say if the other one had the baby, well,
Yeah.
Hey,
We're in a different
it's a
world.
very different conversation.
we're
Very
scientific
true.
miracles here.
Yeah.
Someone's rich as fuck.
But yeah, so good news there. And then our newest kid, Liam Olmgren is playing
Nice.
the last couple games, so I get to see him for the first time on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, that's all I really have.
Well, much like Chris, some of my updates we're talking about here in a couple minutes.
Right.
A pretty big update, pretty exciting update.
I would say.
But other than that, Ovechkin is now 42 away from passing Gretzky, which I made the joke earlier he is one half of a McDavid season away from beating Gretzky. And that joke stands, and I stand by it.
That does stand.
McDavid season,
That
a
joke
Matthews
checks out.
season.
Yeah.
Because Matthews has like
Right.
70 fucking goals.
Jesus Christ. Kid's a
Did
lunatic.
he actually hit 70 this year? That's the question.
I think so.
He
Pretty sure.
has
I'm pretty sure he did.
69 goals.
Nice.
And they have 2 games left.
He'll ruin it by then.
He will 100%
Right.
pass it. There's no question that
Yeah.
he passes it.
100%. The other thing is not a great update necessarily. We're going to talk about it in the injury report, but very, very scary hit for Nick Jensen there in last night's game.
Yeah.
He was deaf unconscious. Like,
Oh, it was
for
bad. It
sure,
was
dude was not
real
moving.
bad.
He had to be stretchered off the ice, very scary. But the good news is he was able to walk out of the arena on his own 2 feet, and is recovering and all that. So that was a very scary moment, and it was one of those things where there's a press conference after the fact with Nick Dowd, and him and Jens have known each other since I think like high school or college.
Mm,
And he was like trying like not to cry. You could hear him like choked up, and he's like, "I'm sorry, that's my brother." And seeing
yeah,
him like
Yeah,
that, and I was like, "Oh,
that
I
was
love
bad.
sports friendships."
me
It
too.
was very
Yeah.
bad. It was very, very bad. But he
Yeah,
seems to be
I'm
doing
sorry.
better. Um, what else? There's something else I was gonna say. Now I forgot it.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
just on that
Oh,
mention though, talking about
uh
the coach of what was
yeah.
it, Tampa Bay?
Um,
Um,
yeah, the
Go
head
ahead.
coach had also coached him, previously, I believe in college, or a world championship kind of a
Yeah,
situation.
something like that.
And so he came to the locker room after the game was over, specifically just to check in on Nick and make sure that he was okay. And I
Yeah,
appreciate that whenever coaches like, it wasn't and we talked about it, like, it wasn't anything necessarily particularly dirty. I think it was a little bit late, but I think more than anything else, it was a hit that was hard, and, when
he
Jensen was
landed
in an awkward
awkwardly.
position. And so it
Yeah.
just was then an awkward collision and, shit happens. Um, but yeah, also wanna give a shout out to real quick to RMNB because they did an incredible profile of, um, Matthew Phillips, who is the tiniest skater in the NHL right now. He's very, very small.
Oh,
And
how
so
small?
they
How small is he?
yeah. Uh, Let me see. He's short. Um, they interviewed him because he'd been playing with us here um in Washington, and then he got traded to the Penguins for a hot minute, and then got traded back to Washington after he was able to skate in the game that Yaromir came back for when they retired his jersey. So he
Mm.
just had like an incredibly random career so far.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah. Let's see if I can find his height in this interview. Um, let's see.
Because I know Nathan Gerby, I think, is the smallest ever.
He is 5'8" and 160 pounds.
That's not short. That's average.
He don't but for a hockey player?
Yeah. Oh, he's small for a hockey player.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
tall is he?
5'8".
5'8". But you see him when he's around everybody else, he's, like, down here, and so they started giving him uppies during games as part of the warm-ups,
Oh,
which
that's
is
Right.
adorable.
yeah,
I think
um,
he's taller than Zuccarello.
Puppies.
it's so funny.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure Zuccarello is
Nathan
five
Gerby was
seven.
5'4", yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say I believe Nathan Gerby's the smallest because he's only a couple inches taller than I was,
yeah.
than I am.
Cole
Oh no,
Caulfield is
this says
5'7".
Zook is 5'8". Okay. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
so
like on our roster we list him as 5'7"
mhm,
for Zook. Um but because a bunch of us at one of the games were talking about it, because we are talking about how he has the longest stick in the NHL.
Yes,
Take that for what it is.
yeah,
Um,
which makes no sense, but
it doesn't.
yeah.
But you know what? He knows how to
Zook
use
is a
that stick,
weirdo.
and
Yeah, so it's
So, yeah,
fine.
some people are reporting he's
clearly,
5'7", and
especially
others are reporting he's 5'8",
yeah, five
so
eight.
who knows?
Um,
Interesting.
Um, but
he
he
knows the
is
truth.
only like 150, 160 pounds, so he
Uh,
is also very, um,
he
He is
small in
small.
other ways.
He
He's a
is
small boy.
small.
So, yeah,
He's just a little
Alex Ovechkin
guy.
apparently started calling him Toothpick, which then got shortened to Toothy. So that's been
love it.
his nickname in the locker room. But yeah, RMNB has a really great article on what it was like for Matt to be a player under both Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin, and talks about their leadership styles and how they're different, but how they're both really welcoming as captains and stuff. And so it's kind of a cool
Oh,
article
that's
if you guys are
awesome.
interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I don't know a lot of players that have played for both Crosby and Ovechkin.
Right.
I know that there have been. It's obvious he's obviously not the first. Um, but it's just kind of fun. And then he barely just missed out on playing with Kuzi and Hershey before he went to Carolina. So just kind of a random ass career that he's had. So really cool article and interview.
Oh, there you go. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
those are my team updates.
All right. Yeah. So, real quick before we move on to actually these next two quick little topics are going to tie into each other.
Yeah,
We have our outcome for the NCAA Division 1 college hockey tournament. Denver shut out Boston College to
crazy.
claim
which is
to
crazy.
claim the program's 10th national championship in program history.
Yeah,
Um,
that's insane.
yeah.
I was not expecting Boston to lose. I'm kind of sad because Ryan Leonard, future Washington Capital, was on that team and was making big noise there in college hockey.
Oh yeah.
And it's always sad to lose big games like that. But
Well, Boston College was the best team in the nation. Like
yeah, dude,
no one
to
like
be
they
fucking
were
shut out,
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, big shout out to
Yeah,
Denver. Shout out to the Pioneers. That's big. To be the
yeah,
first team in Division 1 hockey to hit 10 national championships is
yeah, bro.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
One of those players
Mm-hmm.
that played for Boston College just was in the news a couple days ago.
He was in the news a couple months ago,
Yeah,
but
he's also
he
in
was
the
in the
news
news
today.
today. He was in the news because earlier this week he signed a 3-year entry-level contract with the Ducks. I believe he signed that on Sunday. And then Monday morning took a flight to Orange County and then was on the ice 12 hours later. So very busy night
Yeah.
or week for him after just winning the or not winning because he was on
Playing in the
Boston,
national
losing,
championship, yeah.
playing in the national
Yeah.
championship, to then on Tuesday morning being in the top line with Alex Killorn and Leo Carlson, which
Yeah.
like talk about fucking just throwing him in
Right?
the deep end and seeing if he swims. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Playing him on your
For
top line is incredible. So he's going to be.
yeah.
The news was that today it came out that he is going to be playing his first ever NHL game on Thursday because the season's over for y'all. So why the fuck not put him in
Yeah.
there? And because he was playing, I mean, he's eligible because he was
He's
in
20.
college. So
Yeah.
he's 20.
For those that aren't
Um,
keeping up, we are talking about Cutter Gauthier.
did I not say his name
Neither of us
No.
did.
this whole time? I was like, oh yeah, we said it. I can just keep referring to him as him.
You
Yeah,
may have
Cutter.
said Cutter,
That's right.
Yeah,
but not as much. It's okay.
This
that's
season he
funny.
had 38 goals in 41 games, 27 assists.
Yep.
That's pretty good numbers.
It's
I
very
just
nice.
really quick want to I'm sure Cutter, this is not how you sound, but this quote is just so like Cali bro. He was asked how it felt to be on the ice. He's like, it was pretty special playing with 2 sick guys. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's just how I hear it in my
Like
head because of how
totally
it's written.
tubular.
Like, pretty sick, bro. That was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting it. Like, I saw a guy in a Boston College Eagles jersey, so that was pretty special. Great, warm welcome my first day, and I can't be more thrilled to be a dog. Like, that's how
It's
I'm
like
sure
a
that's not how you
lifelong
sound,
dream.
Cutter, but like, I just love that.
Oh my
Love that journey
god.
for you.
Very surfer dude.
Very surfer dude.
Yes. Yes.
But very, very cool. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he scored 54 goals. And finished with 102 points in 73 games. Had 10 game-winning goals this season alone. So, like, I hope he shows up for y'all in Thursday's game. Who are you playing?
I
Oh,
believe
no.
the Kings.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
you guys just beat the Kings, right? Not that long ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, we have to play Vegas.
Oh,
Oh.
I was gonna say the Kings are on a losing streak because I know they lost to Anaheim. We beat the Kings last night
Yeah.
We lost to
after
them
they kicked
recently,
our ass at
like a
home.
couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We lost to them on Saturday night, actually.
because didn't you play them last Tuesday too?
Yeah, we pretty much play them more than anybody.
Right. I just wanted to make sure my brain was brain-lating.
No, you're right. But yeah, no, we play Vegas,
Right.
so we'll see.
Well, you know who I'll
It
be
cost
rooting
us
for.
Jamie fucking Drysdale, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still just very salty. I love
I'm kind of
Drysdale. I
happy
think
we play Seattle. Seattle should be a good game for us.
you guys should be able to
Yeah.
beat Seattle.
We've had like entertaining games against Seattle, at least.
Yeah.
But we've also arguably seemed to have their number.
You've scored way more goals than they have, so
Right. So we
Yeah, I'll be
shouldn't.
rooting for your team, Chris, because I think if you beat them, it might maybe affect the standings in some way for the Vegas Golden Knights,
it
and I think that's
might.
very funny. To me personally, defending Stanley Cup champions to be in the second wild card spot, which we'll talk about in a second. I think that's funny.
It is a little funny.
Yeah.
You know what else is funny? Whatever the fuck
Yeah.
is going on in Arizona right now.
Oh my god.
I don't
think Arizona knows what's going on in Arizona.
Okay.
Nobody knows
For
what's going
multiple
on in
reasons.
Arizona.
So timeline.
Uh-huh.
Timeline.
Walk us through it, Chris.
Last Tuesday, we recorded our episode for the week. We
Yeah.
record on Tuesdays and goes up Fridays. So what we're saying
sometimes
tonight
Wednesday
will
mornings.
be in the past. Sometimes Wednesday mornings.
Yeah.
It has
Sometimes
happened.
we go past midnight.
Yeah, which we absolutely will.
That's
but,
when we're real loopy friends.
Oh my god, it's great. But yeah, we record, we talk about the news that had come out, that the proposal for the new arena in Scottsdale, or I'm sorry, it'll be right outside of Phoenix, right on the edge of Scottsdale. That was met by a lot of backlash from the mayor of Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Fast forward, 2 days later, we get all these reports, and I'm talking from TSN, from Sportsnet, like actual reports from big places that the Salt Lake City, Utah is the new home for the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing's been confirmed by the NHL.
Make
No.
sense.
So we are here to tell you that the update is we have no fucking clue what's going on, and we're just as in the dark as you guys.
Because didn't Salt Lake City come out and say that they were moving there?
No, it was reported. It was reported that it was a done deal. It's not done.
Yes. However, Smith, who is a co-owner of the Real Salt Lake, and the Utah Royals, who would be involved in this deal, is
Utah Jazz,
tweeting out, if NHL team comes to Utah, what should we name it? So certain people are feeding into it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and that's what's being like, oh, so it's a done
But I'm
deal.
sure it's to try to get the hype up.
Yeah.
So that
Well,
they feel better about going.
The thing is with Utah Jazz and Real Salt Lake owner Ryan Smith has been very vocal over the past few years about getting a team into Utah.
Yeah.
The way the deal looks like it's going to work, because it's going to be a relocation, but not. So in the article written by the ESPN, it is said, if it is approved, it has been said that Smith will pay between 1.2 and 1.3 billion for the team. Coyotes owner Alex Morello will receive 1 billion. The rest of the NHL's owners will split between 200 and 300 million as relocation fee paid by Smith.
Yeah.
Sources have also indicated that the total transaction is a complicated one, as to not be a typical relocation. It's expected that the NHL will buy the Coyotes from Morello and sell what's essentially a clean slate new team to Smith, who will retain the Coyotes players and hockey operations staff in transaction. This will allow Morello a chance to essentially restart the Coyotes down the line, meaning most of the time if a team is sold and relocated, you do not get the opportunity as a former owner to have a chance to get something like this. So the NHL is basically saying, here is the money. We appreciate what you've done for the NHL. And for hockey in Arizona, we want to try this somewhere else, but we want to give you a chance down the line to try it again,
Yes.
maybe.
Which I think is important.
Yes. The NHL has made 2 different schedules for the 2024-2025 season, one with a team located in Utah, one with a team located in Arizona. Because there is nothing major that has been at play yet, it kind of makes it tough. Because we don't have really any knowledge of it other than what's going down.
No, and we won't for a little bit.
Yeah. The owner, Alex Morello, had released a statement on Instagram and all other platforms as well, saying there's been a lot of discussion in recent days about the future of the Arizona Coyotes. I understand and empathize with the concerns of our fans, our community, our partners, our players, our front office, and all of our team members. I hope to address this issue as soon as I am able to speak on the topics. We are focused on a myriad of issues. Sorry, I'm reading this off of really small print right now. We're focused on a myriad of issues that are unresolved and therefore are unable to make any official public comments at this time. However, you have my commitment that I am that I am going to speak on all of these issues and publicly address all of your concerns as promptly as possible. Um, yeah, I'm blind in one eye, and that was really small fucking print.
Fair.
But
yeah, I mean, that's a statement that's not a statement. It's a statement saying that, like, I can't say anything or do anything, and I don't know anything
it's a
more
promise
than
to
what I'm
it's a
saying.
promise
Right,
of
yeah.
a promise. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, which is fair. I totally get that. I think my biggest questions,
It's a promise
um,
ring.
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
it's well, it's a purity ring more than anything.
It re- That's
Sorry.
so funny.
My
Touche,
questions
D.
are
Touche.
as follows. One, will they change the name? Because in my recollection, the only team that has ever kept their name has been the Dallas Stars. And that's because they moved somewhere where it's the Lone Star State. I don't know that Coyotes have a huge
Right.
tie to Utah,
But they also dropped
as
the
far as a
North.
name.
So they
Yeah,
like
but
they
Well,
did
but you
keep
know
the
what I
name, but
mean.
they didn't at the same
they
time.
modified.
But
Yeah, they
like, I think it would
modified the
go
name.
from would it go from Arizona Coyotes to the Utah Coyotes, or would it become the Utah? I was going to
Mormons.
say Mormons, but I should probably think of something better.
Mormons don't watch hockey. There's too much
Utah
swearing
caffeine
and fish
free.
blood.
My second
Utah
question
Temples,
actually
that would be in their name. I think
my
that's
second
my
question leads
vote.
into that, which is, are they gonna revise the, alcohol laws in Utah? Because if you're
No,
bringing a hockey team in there, then you can't have your insane alcohol laws where you're not allowed to walk from it. Like, in bars in Utah, you can't walk with your beer from the bar to another table. A
Really?
waiter has to walk your beer over for you.
Why?
That's not gonna happen at a fucking hockey game, bro.
right.
Because
I'm looking
because
up right now what the alcohol rules are.
I
the
love that
last
that's our
I
only
heard, that was
question.
for sure a rule in
Oh,
bars.
I totally believe that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There's a lot of strange liquor laws
Oh,
in
there's a
Utah.
lot of weird
So,
laws in
like, is
Utah.
that going to change when you bring a hockey team here? Because I think it needs to. I think it necessitates that. That's my only concern about the move to Utah. I think it's better for them.
Oh,
And look, we've talked about it before. The reason why the NHL would be, I think, so gung ho for this move is you have a professional NHL team playing in a place called Mullet Arena that seats like a small
Eight-
few
8,000
thousand of
people.
people. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Which
generous.
is
I thought
not
it
a
was
big,
6.
yeah.
No,
No.
it's
Not
a
a big
it's a
stadium.
college arena. It
Yeah.
is Arizona
Yeah.
State University's arena.
Right. They don't have real dressing rooms, which means they don't have real tech in terms of like all the tubs and the cool freezy things and the cool heaty things and all of that for these players who are playing at a professional level. They don't have it for the away teams, especially. So an away team traveling there, you're like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Right.
and they won't be able to get a new stadium to get one built for another 2 to 3 years at the earliest. That's like if they get this land and they break ground in July, but they still have to pay for plans and all of that kind of shit. And so I don't think the NHL is willing to put not only the Arizona Coyotes in that box, but also put every team that visits them, which is every other team in the league, right? Like, well, not every
Yeah.
team visits, but
No, every
in 1
team
year.
Utah
plays
actually has
one
a
home
less
game or
strict
Yeah.
one away game.
rule than Minnesota does.
Yeah,
Do they?
Utah's laws are super
So
strict.
no, but theirs is less. So here, you can only buy 3-2 beer in like grocery stores and other things. Utah, they got rid of that in 2019. So all beer up to 5% alcohol by volume, so nothing over 5, is now
Oh,
sold in grocery and convenience stores, which we can't sell alcohol. Well, maybe it is 3-2 beer. I don't think it is. Because, like, I know when I go see Dave, that's a big thing that really caught me off guard initially was once I hit, you know, more southern states.
Yeah.
This is it from the Salt Lake Tribune, too.
interesting. Yeah, Connecticut has
So
some
it
very
doesn't have
fun
anything about the
laws.
stadiums per se. Like, I can't find anything specific. Um,
So the
Cocktail,
odds
yeah, so
are
it's less percentage of alcohol, it looks like, in cocktails and beers just in general in Utah.
Mhm.
Brown
so the
bagging.
odds are that they will play in the Delta Center, which is where the Utah Jazz play. I don't know. My concern is how is that set up for to host an NHL team.
Yeah.
I don't believe that there's um any
Yeah,
infrastructure for that yet, which
Which
would
that
mean that
might be a little bit quicker to get than,
then
again,
building a whole
getting Mullet
stadium.
Arena and building
Yeah,
a whole stadium. Yeah.
right.
So there's just
Um,
logistical stuff.
right.
But I do think, A, that Arizona needs a team. So I think that they have to honor their players and staff by not forcing them to continue to be at Mullet Arena. Um, um, so they have to honor their staff. So they got to get out of there. But I think they should still work on trying to build a new arena and bring hockey back to Arizona. Would be my thing.
yeah, I agree, and that's why I like that they're giving Murillo a chance to try
Yeah.
again down the line. If
Yes.
he's able to get the combined uh like just if he's
Yeah.
able to get everything in there and accepted and agreed upon, and that facility that he still wants to build regardless if he has the Coyotes or not is like
Right.
built, that's huge for the NHL. That is a
Right.
massive market, and that would drive people back because again, like we had talked about before, hockey itself isn't dead in Arizona. It's
No.
the
No.
youth
Right.
programs are building pretty
Especially
big.
youth
Arizona
hockey.
State is getting is actually becoming a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Um, it's
And
just
Austin Matthews is from the Arizona area.
oh, he's from California.
No, it says Austin Matthews never suited up, but if the Scottsdale raised Arizona, he might have been
Oh, he was
born in
born in
California, but
California, but yeah, I knew he was from
raised you
Arizona.
said it, yeah, you were right.
Yeah, I was like, I feel
He
like
was
he was from Arizona.
raised
But yeah,
in
raised in
Scottsdale,
Arizona.
and he said, "Obviously, selfishly growing up there with them was a big part of me getting into hockey. I'd love for them to figure it out, but you kinda understand the position that the NHL is in as well." So, when you have a supporter like fucking Austin Matthews,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
the best
You have
goal
to you have
scorer
to
in the
bring hockey
league.
back to the area.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, and like I know, Matt Dumba when he was here did so much for youth hockey, and I can only
Yeah.
imagine like the little bit that he did while he was in Arizona. Because I think he got traded,
he
but I
did.
Yep.
might be wrong.
Yeah, no, he got
Okay,
traded.
I couldn't remember if he really got traded away from Arizona or if I dreamt it. But I
No, he
remember
got
being
traded.
sad about it. But I was also
Mhm.
having weird dreams back with the trade deadline. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm happy that he won't have to move potentially to Utah.
No,
Right.
he got traded
Um,
to Tampa.
yeah, that's right. I was bummed
Yeah.
about that because of all places, why Tampa?
Yeah, well, remember, the Coyotes started offloading some of their better talent at the
Right.
trade
Dude, they
deadline.
got
Oh,
they
I
yeah.
think
traded like
because of knowing
everyone.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. I just I have so many questions. We all, I think, have so
Correct.
many questions. It's just one of those situations where like we have so many conflicting like reports and no
Yeah.
one
Right.
wants to confirm
It's
anything.
so interesting. Well, and I
Which I
wonder how
get.
much of it is maybe, maybe Salt Lake City is welcoming it. NHL is like 50 to 70% there, but like maybe the coaching staff and the players are like, hell no, we won't go.
Yeah, but at
It's
that
kind of
point
my,
they're not going to take the players and the coaches' opinions
Mm-mm.
into consideration in something like this. This is strictly a business move.
I,
Um
well, and I
Yeah.
understand that, but like Utah is a whole different way of life.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like, and looking at the LDS population, and I can speak on this somewhat educatedly because I was a part of the Mormon church for
Right.
a decent chunk of my life until I got baptized and then I left. Basically.
Fair.
But and it's down to 55%, I just read, of Salt Lake City's population is LDS. But if you go, because as Salt Lake City is growing in size, a lot of the Mormons are moving out of the city, but still living on the outskirts.
Right.
So a lot of further out, like suburbs of Salt Lake City, are still largely Mormon population. And outside of like some of the people in my specific family, and maybe I'm wrong, you guys can, in the comments, eat me alive for this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm happy to admit that. But I don't know many Mormons. If you really break down some of the aspects of hockey, I don't know many that are going to be okay with like showing their kids a game because
Yeah.
of the
Yeah,
cussing, the drinking, the blood, the
Fighting
violence.
the
Like,
yeah.
yeah. Um, and if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. I want more hockey fans out there, trust me. But looking at some of the fundamentals of
Yeah.
Mormonism, now,
yeah.
there is the fundamentalist Mormon church, and there's, like the LDS and the fundamental, they're the cultish. Sorry if anybody's FDLS, but I doubt you're listening to a hockey podcast if you
Yeah.
are. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would love to be proven wrong, though. I would love for a team to move there, whether it's the Coyotes or not, and for it to be wildly successful. I
Right.
would love for that
Right.
to happen. Fucking prove me
Right.
wrong. But I have concerns being that knowing what the majority of the population's religious beliefs are and how that can then. I mean, look at like even here when TCF Bank Stadium, which is now Huntington Bank Stadium, but which was Gopher Stadium first opened, it was a dry stadium,
Yeah.
Right.
and that lasted, I don't know, 2 years maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they had installed taps and stuff because for concerts and whatnot, then they would sell alcohol. But any of the college football games, which I worked security at, they didn't sell alcohol at all. Um, so I don't know. It's an interesting predicament because it is
Agreed.
such a different way of life.
Yeah.
Again, I would love to be proven wrong. I think
So
Utah is beautiful,
Yeah, that's one
but
of
it's
my
never
things that I have
really
questions
for
about.
like,
yeah.
I part of me is that Puritan, like, again, coming from the state of hockey, like you're a state that doesn't get snow except for in the mountain. Like, I
Right.
mean, fuck, that's not even true anymore. It used to be, but
I was gonna
fucking
say,
global
considering
warming.
how many teams are you have 3 teams in California, you have Las Vegas,
Right, which are all
Nashville, 2 teams
successful.
in
Right,
Florida.
but like
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit of that Puritan of like, you don't get that good pond hockey kind of feeling. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that like pond hockey is something that instills a love of hockey at a young age for kids.
Yeah. I
But that's what I grew up playing.
I feel like a lot
Fair.
of it has to do with the bustling nature of Salt Lake City becoming a big
Mhm.
Yeah.
sports town. You
Yeah.
think, especially after last summer's announcement, they have 5 major professional sports team. You have
Right.
obviously the Utah Jazz in the NBA, Real Salt Lake Major League Soccer, Utah Royals FC in the National Women's Soccer League, Utah Warriors, which is Major League Rugby, and as of last summer, the Utah Archers of the Premier Lacrosse League, as
Right.
well as they have a bunch of
Oh, okay.
like minor league stuff. But yeah, like the state of Utah is slowly becoming a
Which
sports town, which it's just it's that's I think
and
where they're looking at is to more so bring in a new market, kind of like
yeah.
with
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Seattle and Vegas.
Right. Well, and one of the articles I read, was, I don't know if he was a mayor or governor or what, but he served in the early 2000s, but he was LDS and actually fought for less strict rules on alcohol because he wanted to increase tourism to Utah and Salt Lake City
Yeah,
in
That's the way to do
particular.
it.
and this is a very
100%.
other good
And
way
a
to do
lot of
it.
this
Alcohol will bring me a
started
lot of
when they hosted
places.
the Olympics, you know.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
lightened up on a lot of the rules back then. But, I mean, again, fucking prove me wrong. Like
Happy.
I just
Yeah.
a lot of the Mormon people I know and the Mormon families, mamas out there, but then look at, like, my grandma grew up in the church and her sister, and they're huge fucking hockey fans. So what do I know?
So
You know?
here's a question I want to pose to you guys before we move on, because this is something I actually mentioned briefly. Why is it that we have, and like you mentioned, danger, either, I think it was before recording, that the NHL has this, or which you've seen the speculation of a plan of 3 new expansion spots.
Oh, yeah.
Why are none of those Canadian cities? Why are we going to Salt Lake City instead of
I
adding another Canadian team? Quebec City they have not had a team since what, 92, 93?
Well, I think some of
Or
it is the
or
money
I'm
of it
sorry,
all.
95. But they have an
yeah,
NHL ready arena.
yeah.
Right. But do they have someone willing to purchase a team? Because that's the thing
I
is that Salt
imagine.
Lake has that because they have
Yeah.
the money to, um, and it's a newer market, for them. I'd it is a great question because what we were talking about earlier with it being that, like, yeah, we're looking at maybe going back to Atlanta, which is a market that tried and failed. I
Has
think you
failed
can bring a team
twice.
to
2 times.
be clear, I think you can bring hockey to Atlanta. I think you have
Yeah.
to do it the right way, though, and I don't think that that's been done yet. But to give them another chance before giving another Canadian sector a chance, I don't know. I don't know if it's become that the NHL is more US centric, and now when you have so many teams, you're adding another team that's in Canada, you're now having to do more work with passports and stuff like that, to get people in and out of country, and this year we saw an increase of people with passport issues. That might play into it. Um, you know what I mean? I think that there are potential excuses, but I think they're excuses and not reasons,
That's
to be
fair.
Yeah.
I just laugh because you think about, where the two former Atlanta teams are currently located? Canada.
Winnipeg and
Calgary.
yeah, I can't remember the other one. I knew one was
um
Winnipeg though, the Jets.
Yeah.
which it's funny that the Winnipeg Jets returned as a team in the NHL before a successful longevity was found in the city of Atlanta for a hockey team.
Yeah.
Um but like I find that funny because, and the only reason Utah is an option right now with this fast is there's a guy willing to buy a team. I
Yeah.
know that there are people
Money
that are
down.
willing to buy teams in the province of Quebec. That's already been discussed, as well as
Right.
there's been interest in bringing a second team to Toronto, which I would also be on board for.
But I
Um,
do wonder if some of this is, location too, like, you're taking the desert dogs, you can't bring them to cold ass fucking Canada.
because you'd
You know what I
have to
mean?
realign all the conferences again.
Correct.
Right,
So,
right.
You'd have to
you can
realign the
take the
divisions
desert
again.
dogs and put them up just in Utah. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
is still there's quite a bit of space between where those 2
Right,
places are, but, yeah, it
right.
makes more sense geographically.
there's actually a pro
I don't know if
lacrosse
I would
team
do a
named the
second
Desert
team in
Dogs.
Toronto. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Um, Of course I know that, Chris.
Yeah, we're
Um,
the stupid lacrosse nerds.
I might have a little answer for you,
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
okay.
which might be out of date because this article was originally posted in 2021. So take it with a grain of salt. But one of the things in here is talking about when the Canadian dollar stabilizes and
That's
how
fair.
that
Mm.
is affecting it.
That's fair.
So again, grain of salt, but that
Yeah.
might be a big part
The
of
loonies and
why.
toonies just fucking it all up.
Fucking
Dude, I loved loonies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I had one I had for probably 15 years and I don't know where it went. And
Aw.
that makes me sad. I
I
could get one. I have
Yeah.
family in Canada,
Oh
but
yeah, same.
it's not the
It's just
same one I
that's
kept
just a
for
phone
15
Right.
call.
years of my life.
But yeah, I do
But
think it'd be weird to have 2 teams in Toronto, by the way, Chris, just to touch on that briefly. Just
it would
because
be,
where
but
else do we
imagine.
see 2 teams? Like, there
Yeah.
are 2 teams in the state of Philadelphia, but in a city?
Right.
That's wild.
You mean the state of Pennsylvania?
Sorry, yeah, that one.
Well, there are
The
3
state of
teams
Philadelphia.
technically. There are 3 teams technically in the state of New York.
True. Which is also
Or if you
insane.
count New Jersey.
But again, that's a state. Now, it's a much smaller state
Yeah.
than,
I just
you
added
know,
on. They're basically the same thing anyway.
they're 5 miles
New
apart, right?
Jersey's want to be New Yorkers.
Well, their rinks are a stone's throw, you know?
Literally,
Just over the
yeah.
Hudson.
Yeah, and into the
But I do think it would
shittiest
be
part of
weird
Newark.
that in, like, 2 in one city, just on opposite street corners, you have dueling fucking
Well, I mean,
arenas.
think about Major League Baseball. The city of Chicago is incredibly divided. If you're from one
Yeah,
side, you're a
fair.
White Sox fan. If you're from the other side, you're a
Cubs.
Cubs fan. I
I
mean,
also find that strange, to be fair.
yeah.
Also, go Sox. White Sox all the
Yeah,
way.
I'd much rather cheer for the Sox than the
Because
Yankees.
of Shoeless Joe Jackson
I
from Field of
prefer
Dreams.
I prefer the Cubs
That's
over the
100% the
White
only
Sox.
reason.
That's fair.
No,
Fucking
it's the White
Ray
Sox
Liotta.
because of
If you
Shoeless
build
Joe
it right.
Jackson
Because
from
of
Field
Ray
of Dreams.
Liotta.
Yeah. Dude, Ray Liotta's fucking hot. Are
Ray
you kidding
Liotta's
me?
the
Yeah,
man.
he's also dead now.
Yeah,
mean,
rest in peace,
yeah.
Ray Liotta. Your last
Yeah.
movie was
That one was
Cocaine
another one
Bear,
that
and
caught
that
me off
breaks
guard.
my heart.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Cocaine
He
Bear, but
was
I've heard good things.
So bad.
I haven't seen
Oh,
it
really? I
either.
heard good
so
things.
bad.
I loved him in Ray Donovan though.
I loved him in everything.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh yeah. He was also in what was he in?
He's been in a lot of stuff. Goodfellas.
Insomnia with
Mm.
Robin
bunch of shit.
Williams, I think.
Yeah.
And that movie gave me fucking nightmare. That creeped me out.
He was in
Fair.
Wild Hogs,
But so did
which
parts
was
of Patch
hilarious.
Adams.
Yes.
Because Patch Adams gets real weird.
Patch Adams does get real weird.
Also, yeah,
Anyway.
like we said, rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. But yeah, I
Shout
just
out.
I feel like this brings up this brings up a lot of conversation about relocation and what the league's future is, what are the futures of the just location and where everything is. So I'm very interested to see, and obviously we'll keep you guys updated the more we know about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Let's bring a team to fucking South Dakota. Why not? Let's go all in.
well, everyone's big about bringing one back to Connecticut, and I was like, it wouldn't succeed. The reason that the Whalers didn't do well here is because we didn't have the fucking market. We're in between Boston and New York. No one gave a shit.
It's a saturated
and they
market.
sucked.
I would rather see Lincoln or Omaha get a hockey team over South Dakota, anywhere in South Dakota.
I just listed a random fucking
Purely
state
for
that nobody talks about.
tourism-wise. Right.
That's fair.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
with that, let us know where you would like to see an NHL team land next,
Exactly.
as an expansion will be coming at some point in the next 3 to 5 years, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Danger.
Uh-huh.
All 16 wild card spots are officially taken. We don't know the official seedings of some spots, but everyone that is going to clinch a
Western Conference, man.
Yeah. Everyone that can clinch a playoff spot has clinched a playoff spot. So do you want to tell us who our 16 teams are?
I will. Starting with the Eastern Conference, the winners of the Presidential Trophy or President's Trophy of this year, the New York Rangers. Then currently ranked at number 2, we have Carolina Hurricanes. 3 is Florida Panthers, Boston Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs, Tampa Bay Lightning, New York Islanders, Washington Capitals.
Let's go, baby. Hey.
One of our teams had to make it.
Oh, wait, no, I can actually do that. I don't have to do it with my mouth anymore.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We have the opportunity now.
True story.
Hey!
There you go.
There you go.
I'll have that
And
keyed
in the
up and ready to
Western
go soon.
Conference,
No, do it. Do
Um,
the milestones first, because showing that I'm an idiot is always fun. That's always good
Oh, yeah.
entertainment.
or
Keeping that part in, too.
mute what comes out of her mouth and then do the horn sound behind
Just do
her.
the dolphin sound.
Yes.
That too.
No, the dolphin sound is reserved for one word.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck.
Yeah, now I have to use the dolphins now. Noise.
You're welcome.
And for the Western Conference, in first place we have the Dallas Stars, and then the Winnipeg Jets. Shocker of all shockers, but hey, I'm here for it. The Vancouver Canucks, the Colorado Avalanche, the Edmonton Oilers, the Nashville Predators, Los Angeles Kings, and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Which some of the
so
seeding
close.
may change tonight based off of the outcomes of 2 games that are currently ongoing. Actually, really only 1 game that's currently ongoing is going to matter, and that is the Canucks versus the Flames currently. So for the record, Vegas is currently taking on Chicago and are winning. So
yeah,
fucking
and the
good for
Canucks
you,
are
I
currently
guess.
beating the Flames 3-0.
Yes, which if the Canucks win tonight, their standing does change, and they are 11 minutes out from changing the standings. So
Calgary's out of it. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, they're definitely
Shout
out
out
of
to
it.
my family upping Calgary.
Danger, I'm a little surprised with you being so surprised that Winnipeg made the playoffs, considering they've made the playoffs every year since 2017, except for last year, 2022.
I'm surprised that they're in second place, because I just didn't see it coming for them this year. I'm here for it.
So well this year.
They really are.
Yeah.
No, like
I'm
surprised they made the playoffs. I'm just surprised they did so well this year, because they haven't in many years past.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've just always been a first round, knockout.
Right. So, and I don't think they will be knocked out in the first round this year. At least I hope not. I hope for them they can make it further into the playoffs.
I mean, Mark Scheifele, Josh Morrissey, Kyle Connor, Nikolai Ehlers all have 60 plus points this season. So I mean,
yeah.
And then adding Tyler Toffoli at the deadline, Connor Hellebuck has been a machine, and Brossoit has also been actually really good in net, 14-5 in 21 games. So Winnipeg is playing some top tier fucking hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, rookie Cole Perfetti has 36 points this season in 70 games. Those are really good numbers for a rookie.
I didn't realize what had happened to Nino, because Nino plays for them too.
Yeah.
And he is still coming back from injury, but he had cut resistant socks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he said if it hadn't been for cut resistant socks and some luck, because he got it cut on his close to the Achilles tendon.
Yep. Dude, that would have fucking blown.
That would have sucked.
Yeah.
Sucked ass.
So he's practicing again. It looks like. But
I'm also not putting a lot of stock in the New York Rangers specifically because they won the President's Trophy. Or off the top of your head, does anyone know the last team to win this President's Trophy and win the Stanley Cup? Chicago Blackhawks, 2013.
I was gonna say, it wasn't me.
2013. No, you guys won it twice and still didn't win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I know.
You guys won the Stanley Cup the next year.
I'm sorry. William,
there's a curse.
Are you? Oh no, it's a power play. Never mind. I thought I just saw 4-on-5, and I was like, "What are you doing, pulling your goalie?" That's not how that works, Amber.
No, that's fine.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, no, I want this is on the record. I want the New York Rangers to lose, not just because we're going to face them first in the playoffs, but just because I think that would be really fucking poetic for Peter Laviolette. So I'm all for some karma, and I think that would be fucking phenomenal, especially for rookie coach Spencer Carberry to come in, be an underdog all fucking season with his team, and then beat the President's Trophy winning New
Right.
York Rangers.
That would be
Hell yeah.
crazy. And the New
Wouldn't that
York
be crazy?
Rangers, I'm not really
That's just a good
disputing
story.
on any of that, that they're the best team in the league. So
Yeah.
I guess
It's like
this
what happened with
is.
Boston. Like it makes for good fucking television.
Could you
Right.
imagine
What happened
2
with Boston
years in a
last year, I mean.
row?
Bruh.
That would be crazy.
That'd be
Um,
crazy.
I guess this is a great segue into our question of the week. With playoff teams being confirmed, it's all but locked up on who's playing who.
hmm
Who do we see struggling, and who do we think makes the finals? And also, I want your prediction on who wins the Stanley Cup. D, we'll start with you.
All right. Let's see. On the struggle bus, captain of the struggle bus is going to be the Washington Capitals. We are firmly struggling.
Too dumb to quit.
I mean, listen, as I mentioned earlier, there was a great article, again, by one of my favorite organizations that called us too stupid to die, or too dumb to die,
Oh,
I
that's
believe
fine.
was the
Yeah.
exact quote. And I have to agree with it, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I'm so happy that my team made it to the fucking playoffs. Great. You killed it. Love you for it. I am under no illusions that we are going to take it further than this. And that is okay. We
It's
are
yeah.
rebuilding. We have a brand new bench boss. It is okay to fail out first round.
You made
Totally
the
fine.
playoffs when
We made the fucking
no one
playoffs.
thought you were going to. We didn't even think you
Exactly.
guys were going to last week.
I'm gonna pat
You and I
myself on the back
both
for that.
picked against them.
We 100% did. I said fucking Pittsburgh was gonna take it. So,
And really it was just Pittsburgh losing one fucking game, which is
which
crazy.
Yeah.
was to
The
us,
one
and it
yeah,
felt so good.
because they're 7,
Um,
1, and 2 in their last 10. That's still really
yeah,
consistent.
yeah, yeah. So I think I think we're for sure gonna struggle. I think Dallas, they're ranked first, in the Central Division, but they have a history of fucking choking, and I think we will continue to see that. I think
I hope
Winnipeg,
so.
that we were just talking about, who has a history of making it into the playoffs, much like every other Canadian team, also has a history of fucking choking. And
They
we
have in the
have how
last
many
30 years.
Canadian
Yeah.
teams in the playoffs right now? Like,
Uh
we're fucking lousy with them, and uh, we'll see what fucking shakes
4
out. Yeah,
4 Canadian teams in the playoffs.
yeah. I think
Wow.
I think Carolina's gonna do better this year than they did last year. Um,
Oh, that was
I think
brutal.
Tampa Bay is gonna flounder. Honestly, I think they're gonna struggle.
Yeah,
I th I think
okay.
winners I think people we're gonna see go further. I think Edmonton's gonna go further this year. I think they have the ability to. I think, Toronto could go pretty far this year. I don't think they're making it all the way to the finals. Even with Austin Matthews, I think that they're still missing a couple of key components, even though, I
He's
mean, they
he
broke 100.
he's also the only one producing, really. He's the
Exactly.
only one actually performing up to the potential, and that team is
And
pretty
again, as
stacked.
much as we can talk about how incredible of a season Sidney Crosby has had, and he's just, I think, clinched most points of something, something all time, whatever, you cannot be one man carrying an entire team on your
Yeah,
back. You just
exactly.
can't do it.
Exactly. He put the team on his
So,
shoulders the last like couple months, and
yeah,
yeah, that's impressive.
it's
But
still got him nowhere.
yeah, you can't rely. It's a team sport. It's a team sport, and I
Right.
think we mentioned this last year with Edmonton. You know,
Absolutely. I think Boston is going to go far this year only because they have the hunger of humiliation. Their fucking dick was rubbed in the dirt last year with their
yeah,
pitiful playoff performance, and I think that's going to make them hungrier than ever this year. So I think we can see them in the finals. Um, I want to see Vegas not make the finals for no other reason than I think they're doing something shady right now with Mark Stone coming back in and having
Makes me
hella
so mad right now.
hella of overage on cap space, even though I know cap space doesn't apply in the playoffs. I think that's fucking shady. You trade for all these killer people because you're like, oh, we're not gonna have one of our beep, 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 beep," and then he comes back
did I
from a
not fucking
ruptured
call
goddamn
that
spleen.
shit though?
And you
Did I
did. You
not call that
100% did.
shit? I was like,
Absolutely.
it was just way too like
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah. So, I hope I don't see them in the finals, as dickish as that is to say. But you know what?
Who's your pick?
God.
Who's winning it?
I'm gonna say for me, the final series comes down to the Boston Bruins and the Colorado Avalanche.
Ooh,
That'd be a
okay.
And
good
I'm gonna
matchup, though.
say, oh fuck, what am I gonna say right now? I'm gonna say that Colorado takes it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna say Boston gets all the way there and we see them cry again.
Interesting.
That's gonna be my final. I'm gonna be wrong, but you know what? I'm here for a storyline more than anything else.
You know what? I'm here for a good story too.
Yeah.
Danger.
I just had the
Did you
thought
just forget what her name was?
No.
You just had this really long pause, and I was like, did Chris just like
No, I
stroke?
didn't.
I mean,
I
there's
didn't.
like 7 different names he could call me, so
True.
including "Hey you" or
Hey.
"Bitch."
Hey, you
I would never call
bitch.
you bitch ever. Never
would.
Okay, then
ever.
"Batch." Like
Batch.
Batch.
"Batch."
I would do it when I'm
You're a
sassy. Other than that,
batch.
Yeah.
Right. So I did just have the thought, because before we started recording, I was like, I kind of hope Colorado takes it, because Duhaime's playing for Colorado.
Yeah.
But as far as the prank war goes, I kind of hope he doesn't win a ring.
the ultimate
Fair.
bragging, right?
Fair.
Yeah, you put my car
Right,
on
right,
blocks,
right.
but I want a Stanley Cup, so
Or
fuck
win
Yeah,
you.
right.
Right. So, which it was up on blocks for like 3 days,
Yeah,
by the
very.
way.
But then,
Yeah,
like, that's
because no one knows how to
fucking
change a
phenomenal.
fucking tire.
But Fleury wins that
Well,
too
and
because he
then,
could
like,
just
I
whip
love
out
that
all
he
of his rings.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
I
sorry,
love
what?
that, like, they
Sorry, I
went to
can't hear
dinner
you.
to, like, bury the hatchet, and Duhaime raised the white flag, and then Fleury paid for dinner, which, again, goes to what a
Yeah, just a
stand-up guy
gem.
Fleury is.
Just
Yeah.
a gem.
But I fucking love it. I also
It's
love
great.
that the apology video included the skeleton face Snapchat filter.
Yeah.
Or I assume Snapchat.
That's terrific.
Anyway, so like I gotta go for like my boys. So I agree with D. I think Tampa Bay will lose it, but I'd love for Dumba to make it further in the playoffs. I'll be cheering for the Caps. I do agree that they're gonna struggle.
We all
though.
agreed that they're probably not making it out of the first round, though we all have all of our fingers crossed, right? That we beat.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean,
Thank you. Chris, I need to see it.
I'm not allowed to say it in
Chris, I
my
need to
house.
see it.
But all right, I'll put it. All right, fine. I'll
Just
cross my
put it on.
fingers
Thank
for
you.
you.
Whisper it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just whisper it then.
Yeah, I got yelled at
Um,
already for saying nice things about the Capitals, and I was
Yeah,
like,
fair.
yeah, but they don't affect me in any way because I'm a
No.
fan of a Western Conference team.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
I would think that you'd be in more trouble for like saying nice things about the Wild, although the Wild really aren't just
No, yeah, my dad doesn't really care
Ever.
about the Wild, but if I
No.
were to say nice things about the Flyers,
Oh yeah, because of
Well, we
the
should all be shamed for that. Oh,
yeah.
wait.
right.
I do love Gritty.
I was just gonna say the only
I'm
good
about to
thing
be
about the
shamed.
Flyers is
The only
Gritty.
good thing about the Flyers is Gritty, who I would still fuck for the record. Facts.
Yes, and if you need proof of that, we on Double D Estrogen Power Hour did an NHL mascot smash or pass.
And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's on
Go check
YouTube.
out that video.
It is.
It should be on YouTube. But we
That's
do need to
hilarious.
do it again because we have a new mascot we didn't talk about.
True.
Anywho, part of me thinks Toronto might go for. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I stand by it.
Sleeper pick, maybe? As far as the Western Conference, I hope Dallas burns with the fiery rage. Too much? Sorry. I also hope Edmonton burns. Not the city, just the team.
Oh my god.
I'm so sick
South
of seeing
Carolina
Edmonton
burning town
like
down.
team name. Like, I'm just
It's because
tired
the
of it,
best
all right?
player in the world
of
plays on that
McDavid
team.
and
That's
Draisaitl
why.
and-
That's
yeah.
why. That team
Right.
is nasty.
Right.
For that
But they're
reason,
not the
I want to
best in the division
see
this year.
the San Jose Sharks win it all. You know?
Oh god, no. Don't ever say that shit again.
That's like saying I want the Minnesota Wild to win a cup.
I do want that though.
Or any
genuinely.
Minnesota team for that fucking matter. I'm sorry, the Twins have won 2 World Series.
Yeah, in the last
That's about
40
it.
years.
I don't know.
Winners in the 80s.
I don't think even the Timberwolves have ever won there.
Baseball's silly. Why do they call so many things a ball? You need better
No,
terms.
it's just one ump who doesn't know how to fucking.
No.
Bro.
There are
No.
multiple.
Yeah,
There
there's
are.
a ball. There's a ball.
There's a ball, and then there's
When
the
you,
other
like-
type of ball.
Yeah, there's
There's
a
at
ball,
least
there's
3
ball,
different types
there's
of
3 balls.
balls.
3 balls, not just 2. 3.
3 balls.
I understand her line of thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause, like,
officially
Oh,
refiling.
When you hit, there's the ball
Yes.
when you don't swing,
Mm-hmm.
or when it's not a strike, and then
the other type of
a foul ball.
yeah,
So
they
it's
call it a
so many
ball.
balls.
It's not always a foul. Anyway, my petition is that one of those has to be changed to dong. If we've got balls, we got to have dongs. This is an official petition. Sign it down below. MLB, get at me.
It's signed. It started. We're gonna start a what's the
Change.org
website?
petition.
Change.org petition.
Listen, I've been
from our lovely
going
CEO.
hard for the balls versus dongs since like 2017, and nobody will listen to me.
I want this on
I'm
record.
sorry, you're
that
going
I'm not a
hard
part
for
of
balls
this.
versus dongs. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I'm going hard for the ball versus dong debate since 2017.
I didn't hear the word debate either time that you said it.
She still didn't hear it. Even she said the word, she didn't hear it.
Anyway.
Not one instant. Anywho,
I would actually like to see Winnipeg take it. That's a bad thing coming from Minnesota, and they're one of our bigger rivalries.
A turnaround
but I'm
on
here
air
for the love story.
Why?
We're not in it. Why not cheer for somebody else that's a rival?
The greatest thing that right now the Winnipeg Jets are a part of is Jesse Pollock, who is a reporter for TSN Bar Down. He is in a massive Twitter beef with the mascot of the Dallas Stars. And
what, it is the
Biz? I don't know. It just he tweeted something, and then the mascot tweeted something heavy at him. He goes, "Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm in a beef with the fucking Dallas Stars."
Wait, doesn't their mascot look uber fucking goofy?
Yeah,
I think so. Isn't he?
I don't remember what he looks like. I think I said pass.
I'm pretty sure we both did.
It's the green, Victor E. Green. Yeah, he looks like the Philadelphia Fanatic.
Yeah. Fucking pass. You can beef with him.
Oh
he's
yeah,
not cute.
Victor E. Green.
Yeah, so he's been stirring up.
It has nothing to do with Dallas or
with Jesse Pollock, which is hilarious. Who is very much so well spoken from Winnipeg. He's a big Jets fan, so that's been very entertaining to follow if you guys are on hockey Twitter.
Yeah, so I don't know, like
you got to pick.
All right, so you think Winnipeg's
going
to take it? Who do you think they're playing against? Who do you think makes it all the way?
I'm 50-50 with Boston and Toronto. I would also love to see the Rangers go down and just fucking suck. Out first round. Yeah. 3 games. Done.
I would love that. Nothing would make me happier.
But yeah, Boston or Toronto. I don't know who.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'd rather have Toronto. I think.
Okay.
It would be, I mean, that would be monumental.
Just because Marchand plays for Bob,
But your pick is Winnipeg to win it.
My pick is Winnipeg.
Okay.
Again, that's my wishful thinking pick.
All right.
But I'm not a stats person, so
that's fair. So unlike my colleagues, I am not full of anger and hate and rage.
Which is such a fucking lie, dude. Don't lie to the people.
I'm not like if I'm.
You just don't express it as much.
There's only 2 teams that I genuinely don't want to see do anything. But at the end of the day, I don't know.
He's just had all season to try to subside his anger and rage because he knew from.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
100%. That's what it is. He has just given up because he knows he's not going to see it.
He's just going to try to
for a couple of years.
Wrong.
Well, no. When his team is cup contenders, we'll see more anger and rage.
Can pick it again.
Yeah.
Oh
we're
God,
not.
no. Didn't
You
we
know what?
ban him?
I was gonna mention, should we bring Dave back for the
Yeah.
Cup Finals to see if he picks the right team
I don't
again?
know.
No, he picked it before playoffs started.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he picked the
He
Stanley
looked
Cup
at the
Finals
stats like now.
perfectly, and I was like, "Are you
Yeah.
I
fucking
know.
kidding me?"
I don't know. I don't know if
I
I can
know,
take the
it's fucking
humiliation again.
I know that was bad.
I know, right?
So
I think we
I
did ban him,
I can
as we should.
I can agree, unfortunately, with D. I feel like Washington's gonna really struggle against New York because the Rangers are the best team in the NHL.
We still have our
Uh,
fingers crossed that
I
they
st-
fucking
We
lose.
do.
So
Both fingers, both hands,
be clear.
and toes.
yeah, I feel like Boston's gonna choke probably second round. And
Yeah.
it's not even honestly, it's not even anything against them. They tend to lose their chemistry in the postseason. And again, at this
Okay.
point, I want to see the Bruins win just to prove me wrong that I keep saying every fucking year they're not going to win the cup.
Fair.
Because at this point, I live in New England and nobody shuts the fuck up about the Bruins. So,
Yeah.
you know, maybe I want them to actually have a reason to cheer. Florida Panthers are monsters. I feel like they are built to make another deep cup run. On the Western Conference side, uh, Vancouver's really surprised a lot of people. I don't know how far they can actually go. When does the luck run out? And if
Yeah.
it's luck,
Now.
if it's luck, if not, they're good. Edmonton's not going anywhere. Connor McDavid has been the only shining light of that team, all season.
Right. But again,
Again.
arguably, one man can't carry the entire team on his back,
Exactly.
Right.
especially in playoffs.
But he's also their best player, and we saw what happens when their best
Right,
player
but
isn't producing in the
Toronto has
playoffs,
Austin
which is
Matthews.
important.
Like,
Yeah, but Austin Matthews also.
Austin
It's a
Matthews' team has
difference.
been supporting him more.
Yeah, it's a different
But they've fallen
situation where like last year when it mattered most, Edmonton's best players didn't even show up in the playoffs. They were a non-factor. And this year it's really just been Connor McDavid where, and that's not even really true with Toronto, because Toronto it's really just been the Austin Matthews show. I mean, Marner's been on fire too, but he hasn't really played much of a factor. I feel like the only realistic options you have for Canadian teams winning would be Vancouver and Winnipeg, but I predicted at the beginning of the season, I predicted that Vegas will go back to back. I'm not going to change that pick. I'm going to continue with my pick and say that the Vegas Golden Knights are going to win the Stanley Cup. I think they play Carolina. I think the Carolina Hurricanes bulked up in the trade deadline.
They did.
They got Jake fucking Gensel.
Yeah, Gensel the beast. And they have known playoff producer Yevgeny Kuznetsov.
As well as a healthy Frederik Andersen.
Yeah.
Like that team has bulked up, and I think this is the year that we see them really make that push, and I think that they can make the Cup Finals. But I will hold fast and I will hold strong to my pick that the Vegas Golden Knights are going to win.
So we have Canes versus Vegas, with Vegas winning out. We have Boston versus Avs, with the Avs winning out. And Danger, your pick was
Toronto and Winnipeg.
And you're thinking
all
Winnipeg.
Canadian. So you're picking the first Canadian team to win since 1992. Or 93, rather. I'm sorry.
I think
93.
anybody right now, Winnipeg can do it.
You know, I would agree with you, actually. I would wholeheartedly agree with you. They're the best Canadian team, I think, overall.
Yeah.
And
interesting.
As long as they can keep the momentum and everybody healthy.
Yeah.
Because right now, Winnipeg has one person hurt and they're only day-to-day.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I mean, those are
Vegas
three
has
really
4
good
people hurt.
guesses.
Vancouver also only has one person hurt, but that's Tucker Pullman. He's out for the rest of the season.
He's been out for fucking ever.
Oh, Toronto has a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
I might have to change that pick.
We 100% want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let us know who your picks are and who's going to win the Stanley Cup. Who do you think? And also, I want to hear, who do you think gets bumped first round? What team do you think in the top seeds get bumped out immediately?
Yeah.
I would shit my pants if it was the Bruins.
Dude, it'd be so fucking funny.
That would
honestly,
be hilarious. I would feel
I'm
really
cheering
bad
for
for my
the
friends that are
Rangers to get
Bruins
kicked.
fans, but fuck.
It'd be very funny.
Yeah. No, I
Ugh.
I would love
I'm
to
all for the
see the
bits.
Rangers get out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Um.
For fucking sure.
Oh yeah. D. We have some stars
Yes,
of the week.
we sure do. Um, we'll get to who's number one, which is kind of funny. We spent all this time just talking about him just now. Why won't you fucking scroll, you piece of doo doo? All right, ready. In our, am I in the right week? Hold on.
Okay. So Vancouver did win
Yes.
4-1 against Calgary.
Okay.
Vegas won 3-1 against Chicago.
Okay. So then
So
the
just as an
standings
update.
should be updated here in a second.
Yeah. I don't know how long ago those games ended, but I just happened to
Yeah.
notice it wasn't on the current ticker anymore.
That's fair.
This puts Vegas Golden Knights as the third in the Pacific, and the Los Angeles
Aha! Get
Kings down into the
fucked,
second, into
Kings.
the wild card slot.
For those that weren't
Shut
aware,
up.
that is the one of the two teams
Yeah.
that I really don't want to see go far. I don't like the Kings,
Well, no,
but they
so
are
it knocked.
really fucking good. So
So
Okay.
that was a shift from what we said earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
so
because I
this is
have
playoff
Dallas,
hockey,
Vancouver,
baby.
Winnipeg, Colorado,
Yeah.
Edmonton, Nashville, Vegas, and Kings.
hmm
yeah.
Yep, just a little flip floppy there, but I think these are locked and loaded at this point.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah. All right. So 3 stars of the week. We have our third side. Our third star, Nazim Kadri, center for the Calgary Flames. He paced the NHL with 4 goals and 4 assists in 4 games to propel the Flames to a trio of victories. He notched 1 goal and 1 assist, including the tying goal with 5 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in regulation and an assist on the overtime winner, and a 3-2 win versus the San Jose Sharks before being held off the score sheet in a 4-1 defeat against the Los Angeles Kings. Kadri rebounded with consecutive 3-point performances, collecting 1 goal and 2 assists in a 6-3 win over the Anaheim Ducks, and a 6-5 victory over the Arizona Coyotes. The 33-year-old Kadri leads the Flames with 29 goals and 45 assists through 80 total games so far this season, his second most productive campaign across his 15 NHL seasons. Our second
Wow.
star is Roman Josi, a defensiveman out of Nashville for the Predators. Josi led the defenseman and placed fourth in the NHL, with 2 goals and 5 assists in 3 games as the Predators went 2-0-1 to secure their 16th playoff berth in the past 20 seasons. He collected a
Wow.
pair of third period assists as Nashville rallied to earn its postseason clinching point in a 4-3 overtime loss to the Winnipeg Jets, which is crazy that an overtime loss is what gets you enough points to clinch a spot. Love
Yeah.
that
Right.
journey for them. Yossi then reached the 60 assist milestone for the second time with another helper in a 5-1 victory over the Chicago Blackhawks. He capped the week with a 2-goal, 2 assist game, his 8th career 4-point performance, and his first since November of 2022. In a 6-4 win against the Columbus Blue Jackets, the 33-year-old who captured the James Norris Memorial Trophy in 2019/20, sits third among defensemen and 22nd in the entire league, with 23 goals and 62 points through 81 total games played this season. Only 2 other active Blue Liners have produced multiple 80-point campaigns: Eric Carlson and Kel McCarr, both with 2. Lastly, shocking to absolutely no one, the man who does it all, first star Austin Matthews, center for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Matthews, who is now 1 tally short of the 15th, 70th goal season in NHL history and first since 1992/1993, shared the league lead with 5 goals in 4 starts. As the Maple Leafs completed a 2-1-1 week to lock up the number 3rd seed in the Atlantic Division. Matthews scored in all 4 of his Matthew scored in all 4 of his appearances to extend his goal streak to 8 games dating to March 30th and point streak to 14 contests dating to March 19th, each a career high. He posted 1 goal and 1 assist in a 3-2 overtime victory against the Pittsburgh Penguins and a 5-2 win over the New Jersey Devils. Said that weird. Matthews then recorded his 18th multi-goal performance of the season, the most by any player since 1992-93, to surpass Dave Keane for the sole possession of third place in Toronto's all-time goals list, as the team suffered a 6-5 defeat to New Jersey on April 11th. Matthews added another marker in a 5-4 overtime loss to the Detroit Red Wings with a to move within one of the first 70 goal seasons since Mogilny and Teemu Selanne. Shout out Teemu.
Fun fact, that was his rookie season.
Each achieved the feat in 1992-93, with the 26-year-old Matthews already a two-time Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy winner. I still think it should be Richard. Holds a 14-goal edge through 79 total games so far this season. He also ranks among the season's leaders in even strength goals, first with 51, a franchise record, and the most by any player, again, since 1992-93. Will you shut up about it already? He also has
Pretty
fourth
big
in shots
deal.
on goal with 352. Power play goals tied for fourth with 18, plus minus tied for fifth with plus 35, points sixth with 107, shooting percentage seventh with
We get it. He's
19.6,
pretty great.
minimum one shot on goal per game played, and a game winning goals tied for 10th with 8. Those are your 3 stars of the week. Back to you, Chris.
Oh, he's one goal away from doing something only 14 other people have done, but I'm fucking sick of hearing about him. God, we get it.
It's just like every time they mention it, it's like since 1992, 1993.
First time in
1992,
31
1993.
Yeah.
Since 1992, 1993.
So, like,
Since 19 and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
people
We
are
get it.
questioning whether or not he can do it. They have 2 more games, and it's
Yeah.
Austin fucking Matthews.
The only
Yeah.
way he's kept off of that score sheet is if he's kept off of that ice.
Exactly, and you're gonna have to make sure he's in a body bag before he gets off of the ice. So,
Right.
my favorite
Or
part
he-
is the famous Canadian team and their American superstar.
right. They're Scottsdale, Arizona raised superstar.
Yeah, superstar.
Not even
He's
American
American.
raised. Let's really point
He's
out that he was born in California, raised in
Arizona
Scottsdale,
raised, yeah.
Arizona.
I have a question
In the fucking
on
desert.
Washington Capitals tweet from 3 hours ago.
Oh god.
Oh god, what did it
It
say?
just says, all caps, what the hell just happened?
That's
it.
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I think
That's
all of
fair.
our reactions here.
Everybody was surprised, including our own
surprised.
team.
Oh my god. I don't know why I don't do
Yeah.
this more often. I need a box of goldfish chilling next to me for every podcast recording.
That gets expensive.
Also,
Best
Biz,
decision I've ever made.
Biz said, only one man can save us now. Playoff Ovi activated. And it's
Dude.
him drinking out of the baseball trophy? Question mark? Or is that the Stanley
That
Cup?
would
I
check
can't
out.
tell. Yeah.
When the Nationals won
said a king size,
their
basically.
fucking
When they won the World Series,
they partied hard
they did party
with
hard.
the Washington Capitals, because when the Washington Capitals won ours, we also partied fucking hard.
Oh
There's
my
a
God,
weird
yeah.
sort of friendship between the Nationals and the Capitals. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
we're in the same fucking sports town, but
Right.
they love each other.
I'm
very
pretty
much.
sure that Ovi's still the only one to dent the fucking cup.
I don't think he's the only one.
He's probably the most recent one.
the
No,
most
because someone
recent one.
did just drop it. William Karlsson
Ooh.
dropped it over
So-
the summer. That's right.
The Washington Capitals are the reason why the rules have changed as to what you can do with the cup when it's your turn for it.
They went so hard.
They went so fucking hard, and I love them for that. To them swimming in fountains with the trophy, the multiple keg stands they did from the trophy, which
Yeah.
is, you should not let Alex Ovechkin do a keg stand from that flimsy ass metal. Like, I'm sorry, you just shouldn't do it.
No, that's a real bad idea.
That's a big boy. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway.
that's it for me.
Trying to see if I can here. Good talk.
Yeah.
Let's go link
The note to
that to
self: slow your roll, hockey players.
Yeah,
Oh no, he's just drinking. That is the Stanley Cup. He's drinking.
that is the Stanley.
Yeah,
he's
that's what
drinking
I
out of.
thought, but he's wearing a baseball jersey.
Yeah, because they
He is wearing a
celebrated by
baseball
wearing
jersey.
Nationals jerseys, because
Got it.
again they have a weird love affair with
I
each
love.
other.
Weird.
I
Okay.
love the hashtag. Fuck the Fugazis.
Right.
No, okay, wait. So wait, this is the one they brought it to a Nationals game,
I love Biz.
Okay.
and drank from it there, and also partied with it in the fountain outside.
Like,
It was
and
a
I
great
can't
day.
tell, are those other players with Ovi? Or is
Some
that
of them,
just
yes.
fans? Okay. And why does he have
the-
two hats on?
Because it's Ovi?
It's Alexander Ovechkin.
Yeah, we don't really
I
ask questions
can't
with
really give you
Ovechkin.
more than that.
Fair, actually.
Yeah.
100%
One of
checks
them,
out.
I would bet anything that one of them is a Washington Capitals championship hat, and one of them is a Washington Nationals championship
Fair,
hat.
actually.
Um,
That would also track.
Yeah.
yeah. So
But that's
before
the fucking best thing I've watched in a long time.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
yeah. Before we move on to the injury reports, I did forget to mention we had 2 players announce their
Oh my
retirements.
god, yeah.
This
You let me forget about
year.
it, Chris. It's your fault.
Chris Weidman, who is currently playing for the Montreal Canadiens, announced that his time will be up at the end of the year. At the end of the year, I guess at the end of the next 2 games. He played a total
2 days from
of
now.
291 games in the NHL. Not to mention whichever final games he has left with Montreal. 78 points career, 252 penalty minutes. Also one that's a little more sad for me personally. Longtime Duck Jacob Silverberg announced that he'd be retiring. Only 33. So,
Yeah.
I'm curious at. Oh, I know he did sign
Wait.
a 2-year deal with the Swedish Hockey League team.
Nice.
So I think he just wants to go home and play in Sweden.
Yeah, which is checks out. Sorry, continue, and then I have news I just found on Twitter
Okay.
because I refuse to call it X.
I mean, he
Same.
played
I
all
have too
but
many
2
X's to call it X.
seasons. Actually, he played all of but 1 season in the NHL with the Anaheim Ducks. 739 career games, 161 goals, 193 assists for 354 career points, 240 career penalty minutes. Attaboy, Sylvie.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
45 points in 69 playoff games. Unfortunately, he was a few years too early for the Stanley Cup run. But yeah, I'm real sad. I'm going to miss Sylvie a lot. Jacob Silverberg's one of my favorite Ducks, one of my favorite players. I'm really sad to see him go.
100%.
But, you
My
know, I
grandma
know
was really shocked to hear that one.
he's going to go fuck up the Swedish Hockey League. Like, it's not even going to be close. And he re-signed
Absolutely.
with the team that he started his career with over in the Swedish league. So
That's cool.
That's cool to see that go full circle for Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be a hard game to watch on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tissues at the ready, Chris.
Oh, I'm gonna be crying like a
Right.
bitch.
Do you have any tears left after WrestleMania?
Oh yes, I found them all on Monday.
Found them? Okay.
You picked them all up off the floor individually.
Yeah, and then they all just
You
put them all back in
re-injected
my eye
them into your
to,
veins.
to cry big boy tears again.
Yeah.
Okay. As of 15 hours ago, the Buffalo Sabres have relieved their head coach, Don Granato, assistant coach, Jason Christie, and video coordinator, Matt Smith.
They fired everyone.
Whoa.
There has
Their
not been
entire-
there has not been an announced replacement yet.
Yeah,
How did
that
we
was
not...
on Twitter from the Buffalo Sabres organization.
I saw that on NHL as well.
Yeah.
So that's big.
Wow, that's big. Yeah, I hadn't seen that announcement.
I get it though.
Holy shit.
I get it. You had such a great foundation to build on last season, and they started off as terribly as they did. So I mean, at this point, try it again. Try something new.
Yeah.
See what works. Something has to work eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, I also am curious about, I shared in our little chat at least a snippet of Torts's press conference. I don't have sound on, but apparently he had no idea the Wings forced overtime until after they pulled their goalie, which of course let the Caps score on an empty netter.
Yeah, TJ Oshie.
And yeah, fucking phenomenal. I love it. Anywho, that's too funny.
That's crazy.
I'll have to go back to that press conference later just to hear, because we predicted it last week. Do we still think Torts is gonna be gone?
No.
I think we'll see an announcement. No. I think he's gone.
I don't think he is.
I think
You
so.
don't think he's
He's
gonna
the
be good?
most Philadelphia coach. Like, he's the most
He
Philadelphia-based
is.
thing.
He may be, but
he
they're not
fits.
fucking winning.
Yeah,
No.
well, they've already come out and said that he's not going anywhere. So
Oh, I
we'll see
hadn't seen
Tortorella
that.
behind the bench next
Oh.
year for sure.
I didn't see that they had said he's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, that was direct from the GM and president and stuff. They were like, "Yeah, he's not going anywhere."
When was that?
Okay. A few days
No.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see him going anywhere though.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
Excuse
well,
me.
it'll be interesting. I don't know who could go to be head coach there, because that is a tough city
It's a tough
to
town.
be a head
Yeah.
coach in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Torts isn't going anywhere. I think maybe no, they won't even have him rein it in. They're gonna keep letting him be himself because he
Yeah.
fits the aesthetic of Philly. So
Crazy fucking city.
Oh, this was from 10 years ago. Never mind. I found a Reddit post that was, did I just hear that Torts is going to be fired tomorrow? From 10 years ago.
And the answer was yes.
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 Because that was when he got fired from the
Yeah.
Canucks, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was fired. The next day.
He said I deserved it too, by the way, when he got fired
Right.
by the Canucks.
Right. And there were 4 answers on that
Shout
Reddit
out to him
post,
for
and one
that.
of them was Torts was negligent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a fucking mess.
Absolutely.
Do we have
Right,
any
well-
hurt boys and naughty boys this week?
We
do have naughty
some
boys.
naughty boys. We'll start with the bad boys. No
Danger.
suspensions, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have, I think, 1 fine.
Wait,
because we talked about Van de
We
Kane
do have a
last week.
suspension.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no, I can't read. We don't.
I was
I
like,
was like,
Hartman
wait,
was the
I
last
don't
one
think
on my list.
anyone got suspended.
Nope. Nope.
So the fine came from Kevin
Calvin.
Shattenkirk.
There you go.
There you go.
Just
You got there in the
leave
end.
that right there. Yeah, but my brain went, you shat your pants.
True.
From the Boston
Probably.
Bruins, he got fined the maximum allowed by the collective bargaining agreement for unsportsmanlike conduct against Michael Bunting, and that fine allotted to $2,734.38. Sorry, I can't read either. I went back and watched this because these vague ones I'm always curious on. Michael Bunting was skating past Allmark in the crease. Allmark just Bunting wasn't even looking at him. Allmark moved and Bunting's skate kind of tripped Allmark. So when Bunting was skating past the Bruins bench, Shattenkirk decided to hit him with this stick.
Yeah, that's
Light
when they turn
little
on
tap to the
sportsmanlike.
shoulder back area. Wasn't like a baseball swing or anything, but just kind of a like, hey, I saw that. Looked like a couple of the other guys were chirping at him too. I don't think what Bunting did was uncalled for. He wasn't even looking. He was just kind of skating in front of the crease, and his foot happened to catch Allmark, and Allmark fell to his knees, got up right away.
Yeah, it didn't injure him.
I don't think it was an intentional thing whatsoever. So,
But anytime you as a player on the bench tries to interact in a negative way with the player on the ice, that's going to be an unsportsman.
Correct.
Yes.
Every time.
So 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Fine. And I think they did it well there for once. As far as injuries go, from the Anaheim Ducks, we have 3 new ones. They're all day-to-day. They're all with the estimated return date of April 18th, and those are Max Jones, Mason McTavish, and Pavel Mintyukov. Mintyukov. Sure.
There you go.
There you go.
There's
enough.
my
Yeah.
tongue cannot do the Y to the U to the K. I don't.
That's fair.
Because it's not yuck, and that's what my brain wants to go. So, anywho, sorry, Pavel. What? For Arizona Coyotes, we have Barrett Hayton, who is listed as day-to-day, estimated to
It's a
return on April 17th.
white ass name.
Nick, it
Yeah.
is a very white name. Nick
He's a good player, though.
Bjugstad, also day-to-day, estimated return April 17th. What'd you say?
I said he's a good player, though. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear him. What you said.
Mm.
I don't know much about him. I forgot that Nick played for Arizona still, too.
Stats are shit this year, but he's a solid player.
I forgot about him
Yeah.
entirely.
I like Bjugstad, though, but I think he was hurt for a lot of the early season, if I remember correctly. Which I probably don't, because my memory is shit.
No, he's he hasn't played that much this year.
Okay. So then I was right.
Oh, he played 76 games, so he was portion of this.
For a little bit. I mean, not a ton of time, but for the Boston Bruins, we have Brandon Carlo, who's just listed as out, estimated return on April 20th. And then Derek Forbort was an undisclosed injury. This says he was sent to the AHL Providence LTI conditioning loan on Tuesday. And his estimated return date is September 16th.
Yay!
And then finally we have Justin Brazio, listed as out, upper body injury, considered week to week at this time, will not play Thursday in Carolina. But estimated return date of April 20th. For the Buffalo Sabres, we have Matthias Samuelsson and Riley Stillman. Both are out for the rest of the season. Don't remember if those are new or old, so you get them again. Deal with it. For Calgary Flames, we have Joel Hanley. He is out. Estimated return April 18th. Blake Coleman, another white names, listed as out. Estimated return April 18th. And then Dan Vladar. I can't remember if we've talked about him too, but he is out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we talked about him.
For Carolina, all of the Carolina people are estimated to return April 20th. That to me says they're just waiting for playoffs. And so we have Jesper Fast, who is listed as day-to-day. Brady Skajai. He is resting. I have no idea how to pronounce that last name. Sky.
Sure.
Jordan Stahl is also resting. Jacob Slavin is just listed as out. Andrei Svechnikov is also resting. Frederick Anderson listed as out, and Sebastian Aho also listed as out. But again, those both are saying that they'll be back April 20th.
I have, on CBS
Anderson
Sports,
will be back.
They're all listed as resting.
Oh, yeah. This one only has those three. I'm on ESPN, so for whatever that's worth.
The only one that I have that's undisclosed is Jesper Fast, and the rest just say rest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For Chicago, we have Reese Johnson, who's listed as out, estimated to return April 18th, which I think their season's over before then. For the Colorado Avalanche, we have Maros Jedlicka. He's listed as day-to-day, estimated return April 18th. And then we have everybody else. I think we've already talked about Logan O'Connor, Oscar Olafson, Gabriel Langdeskog, Pavel Francois. That's not how you say his name, but that's how I like to say it. They're all out for the rest of the season. Columbus Blue Jackets, we have Adam Bovequist, Igor Chinikov. No. How do you say that again? Chinikov. Okay, I was right. Kind of. Kent Johnson and Patrick Laine, all out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
For Dallas Stars, we have Yanni Hakanpää. Lower body, it says he won't be in the lineup Wednesday against St. Louis. Listed as out, estimated to return April 20th. Then we have Yevgeny Dandanov, right?
Dandanov, yeah.
Yeah. Lower body will be a game time decision versus the Blues on Wednesday. Estimated return. On the 17th, he is listed as IR, and then we have Gerard Rosberg on IR as well, also estimated to return April 17th. For Detroit, we have Michael Rasmussen, who is listed as out, estimated to return April 20th, and Ville Husso, out, estimated to return April 20th. Husso, lower body injury, was recalled from his conditioning stint with the AHL Grand Rapids on Sunday. Edmonton Oilers, we have Evander Kane. So sad. He's listed as day today. Estimated return April 17th. For Florida Panthers, we have Aaron Ekblad. Undisclosed injury, won't play Tuesday's regular season finale against Toronto, but he'll be ready to rock for Game 1 of Florida's upcoming first-round playoff series. He is listed as out. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson is also listed as out, but no details. Both are estimated return on the 20th. For the Kings, we have Carl Grundstrom. On IR, estimated return April 18th. He has a lower body injury. He was assigned to the AHL Ontario on a conditioning loan Saturday. For the Minnesota Wild, we have Matt Zuccarello, who's listed as day-to-day. I sure hope he's there on Thursday for our season finale, but if not, I hope they have their baby.
Sure.
And then we still have Foligno and Spurgeon, who are both out for the rest of the season. For Montreal, we have Caden Goulet. He sustained a head injury on April 4th versus the Lightning that cost him the last 7 games of the season. He hasn't been ruled out from joining Team Canada at the IIHF World Championship in May. Arpon Basso of The Athletic reports. So we'll have
Don't know who that is.
We have Arbor Zakai.
Jakai.
Estimated return.
Yeah.
Sure. Estimated return April 17th. For Nashville, we have Alexander Carrier. Listed as day-to-day, estimated to return April 20th. He's the only hurt person for Nashville.
Good for them.
Just bring that up because we were talking about other playoff teams with only one person here. For New Jersey, you have Jacques listed as out for the rest of the season. Everybody is out for the rest of the season for them. So he did or is scheduled to have shoulder surgery tomorrow. No, last week he was gonna have it. So. And then, we went through this last week, I think, too, but Curtis Lazar, Dougie Hamilton, Michael McLeod, Nathan Bastian, and Cal Foote are all out this season. For the New York Islanders, we have Noah Dobson listed as day-to-day, estimated to return April 17th. And then Scott Mayfield, who had a lower body injury and underwent season-ending surgery.
Oh.
I don't remember talking about that, but so Mayfield's out for the rest of the season. For the New York Rangers, we have Philip Chytil. He had a head injury, skated with the team on Friday after being medically cleared, though he remains without a clear recovery timeline. Estimated, though, to return as of this on ESPN on April 20th. So we'll have to wait and see if he comes out in the playoffs. And then Ben Harper is listed as out for the rest of the season. This says Blake Wheeler could be back April 22nd, so we'll have to keep our eyes out, see if he comes back into the lineup. For Ottawa, everybody's out for the rest of the season, it looks like. I'm not even going to go down the whole list because they're not in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. For Philly, Ryan Ellis, Rasmus Ristolainen, and Carter Hart for the rest of the season as well. Pittsburgh Penguins, Nola Kari, and Matt Nieto, both estimated return April 17th. I'm sure they're not coming back before, unless they come back for their last game, which I don't know that they've played yet. For San Jose, we have Alexander Barbanoff. Holy shit, all of these people are also up for the season.
Yeah, San Jose's fucked up.
Yeah, like half of their team is hurt right now.
Dude. Literally.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of their players are hurt.
Well, just when you think it couldn't go any worse.
They're not going to make it into the playoffs, so why not just say your players aren't going to be back until next season?
Right.
Let them ride the bench, get some people up from the AHL. Like, why make it hard?
Right. So I'm not going to go down that whole list because why? For Seattle, we have Eli. Is that Eli? Tolvanen?
Tolvanen. Ellie Tolvanen.
No, I like Eli. I don't think it's Ellie. Ellie was 2 L's.
That's just how they pronounced it on the Seattle broadcast. It's
Oh, they're
Interesting.
wrong.
They're wrong. His mother was wrong in how she pronounced
We don't.
it.
Did
Okay.
they interview the mother? We don't know.
we
don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, Ellie. That would be an interesting way to spell Eli, though. I'm just saying.
I mean, I think it's kind of cute if it's Eli.
Right? Matt was this close to being Eli.
That tracks.
Eli is listed as out. I was trying to remember the other. Logan was the other one.
Also tracks.
Logan, Eli, or Matthew. Because of Wolverine. Anyway.
Yeah.
Eli is estimated to return April 18th. It's listed as out. For St. Louis, we have Torrey Krug listed as out for the rest of the season. Jake Neighbors. And then the rest of the people we fucking talked about last week. For Tampa Bay, we have Luke Glendenning listed as out, estimated to return April 20th. I got it right this time.
And we're not going to talk
You
about
did.
those other fucking people we talked about last week.
No, because why? They're not, like, the Blues aren't in the playoffs and everybody's, except for potentially Joshua Jacobs. That says April 17th.
No, I know. I'm just giving you
Jacobs
shit.
single
Plus, it
100%.
is...
Yeah. But,
it
like,
is
why?
the, It is the...
I'm trying
Blues.
to help us and cut some time from the recording.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's all right.
So fuck
We got
you.
time. Fuck you.
Fuck yeah. For Tampa Bay, we have Luke Glendenning. Tyler Mott listed as day-to-day. Estimated return April 17th. Jonas Johansson, lower body, may be an option during the postseason, this says, but he is currently listed as out. Estimated return April 20th. Hayden Fleury, undisclosed. He was on the ice for practice in a non-contact jersey on Monday.
Nice.
Says, which is
All
a good
right.
thing.
Yeah.
And then Logan Brown could be back as soon as April 17th, this says. And then we have Mikhail Sergachev. He won't be available at least through the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. But this says he could be back as soon as May 15th. So we'll have to see. For Toronto, we have Callie Jarnkrunk. That hand injury may not be ready for game 1 of the postseason. Head coach said, still to be determined, but I think he's more of a day-to-day situation. Unfortunately, we're running out of schedule here.
We
That's
are
exactly
running out
the
of
quote.
runway. Yeah.
So he is still listed as IR, estimated to return April 18th, though. We have Bobby McMahon, listed as out, estimated to return April 20th. Max Domi listed as out, estimated to return April 20th. And on Domi, undisclosed again, expected to miss the last 2 games of the regular season. Matt Murray was reassigned to AHL Toronto on a conditioning stint on Saturday. Still listed as IR, but this says could be back as soon as May 7th.
Yeah.
John Klingberg also on IR, but this says he could be back as soon as April 19th. So we'll have to see. But otherwise, everybody else, Ty Voigt and Jake Muzzin, are out for the season. For the Vancouver Canucks, we have Tucker Pullman on IR, out for the rest of the season. But only one hurt there as well. For Vegas, we have Anthony Mantha, listed as out, estimated return April 18th. Chandler Stevenson, listed as out, estimated return April 18th. William Carrier on IR, expected to return April 20th. And I don't know whose estimate or rightness. Robin Leonard on IR, expected to return April 18th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would
Again,
be crazy to get him back.
Oh shit.
Right? Could
Even
you
though,
imagine?
let's be real, he hasn't been the starter of that team at all this year.
No.
But
no, I mean, he was out
because I'm not even
almost all
I'm
of
gonna be
last
real.
season and then all of this.
Even in the postseason, I'm not starting him over Aiden Hill.
True.
Aiden Hill has the keys to the kingdom and won that team a cup last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would be he is my guy if I'm the coach of Vegas.
But you're not, Chris.
I'm not.
You need to put on glasses like PK Subban and then you can be the coach.
Could do that. No, I'd be the GM.
conditioning coach.
I could be the GM.
Oh, sorry, it was a
Conditioning
GM.
coach.
And
Sorry.
I would figure out a way to keep Mark Stone around. Everyone around.
For the Washington Capitals, we have Nick Jensen, who this says undisclosed. I'm going to say it was probably a head injury.
Most likely.
I'm gonna say
likely.
100% a concussion.
Concussion.
Yeah.
Dude was fucking out. Like,
He
let's be
went
real.
night-night.
Yeah.
He went night-night.
He went
Major
night-night.
Yeah.
But he was spotted at the Capitals facility on Sunday.
He was.
He will miss the
Yes.
remaining 2 regular season games, but
Correct.
could play the playoffs. We'll have to see. I don't think they're calling it a concussion so that maybe he doesn't
can
have,
play.
well, no. Yeah.
If they don't call it a
Especially if
concussion,
it
he
was a
doesn't have to
mild
clear
concussion,
protocol.
because sometimes you just
Yeah.
get hit hard enough and you lose consciousness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was,
Anyway.
I think his wife posted a video of him fucking swinging a golf club in the backyard like yesterday. So
Okay. Well, yeah, especially if he was at the facility on Sunday, I would assume that means he skated. Even if he didn't,
no,
like,
I think he was
practice.
just there to see everybody and like let everyone
Okay.
know. He didn't skate. He
Right.
was just there to make an
Okay, so he
appearance
just
and to
walked
reassure
around.
his teammates that he wasn't dead.
Good job. Thanks,
Yeah.
Nick.
Mhm.
And then we have Rasmus Sandin, Ethan Bear, and Nicholas Backstrom all out for the rest of the season. And then lastly, for the Winnipeg Jets, we have Morgan Barron. As soon as day today, estimated to return April 18th. Only
Woo!
one there as well.
My favorite is when we get into the playoffs and teams start getting eliminated and this list becomes like
Right? It's like 5 seconds
teams
versus
We're about to
half
cut
an
this
hour.
shit in half next week, so.
yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just watch everybody slowly die. That was dark.
That was dark, but it's on brand. On brand.
Fair.
So I guess that leaves us with our final segment of the show, which is the obscure NHL player of the week. Wah, wah.
Nailed it.
Thank you. Our player this week is Jonathan Ericsson. He is an NHL defenseman, currently unrestricted free agent. He's 40 years old. He was drafted 291st overall in the 2022 NHL draft by the Detroit Red Wings. Anyone want to know what's special about him?
He completed Big Texans 30-minute challenge for Hot Wings.
No.
He
I
took
really
a
thought
shit
that
on
was
the
it.
middle of the ice.
No, but you're really
Ooh.
hoping one day someone's just gonna drop shit.
One of these
Just shit right in
days.
the ice.
One of these days.
No,
One of
he's
them.
just kind of irrelevant. The fact that he's played
How
600.
dare you say that about another human being?
He has played 680 career NHL games. Have either of you heard of this man?
No.
No.
Well, he played his entire NHL career with the Detroit Red Wings. 682 games, 27 goals, 98 assists, 125 points, 535 penalty minutes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
He was named the Detroit Red Wings Rookie of the Year in 2009. He's won a couple medals internationally with Sweden. And yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent. And I thought that was crazy. I was looking through low draft picks this year. Or not this year, but like for this draft, and I was like, yo, this man played
if he
almost
was drafted this year
700
and played
fucking
600
games. That'd be impressive. That'd be impressive.
I'd be impressive.
That'd be super impressive.
That man can fucking teleport.
That man is doing some Houdini bullshit.
Give me his number.
Hell no, you a demon. Oh shit. Anywho, yeah, he played almost 700 games, and none of us knew who he was. So I feel a little bad.
Shout out
But
to
shout out
you,
to
man
Jonathan
whose name I've
Ericsson.
forgotten. There you go. I was gonna call him Eric. I knew Eric was in there somewhere.
Eric, yeah.
I was half right.
Yeah, he's a lefty, and I'm a lefty, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's irrelevant, but we're here. At this point, you guys, this is whatever this has been. I am sorry.
No, we are appreciative. Look at this. Look at us
Oh my
go.
God.
Vroom
We are
vroom.
skit skit. brah.
Vroom, vroom. The power of friendship.
Yeah.
Here's
Oh
a hot
shit.
take, though, before we end. Wings forced the overtime, eliminated the Flyers.
Yeah.
Torts immediately pulled the goalie. He did it to screw the Penguins.
No.
Now the Penguins just did that themselves.
Fucking true. No, Torts had no idea. He thought he wanted to win the hockey game no matter what. And he said in the interview that he would have pulled the goalie. In that situation,
Right.
you pull your goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to win
And
a
you
game.
pray for another heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because either way, he still could have screwed the Caps.
Oh yeah. Well, that
So.
that outcome changed everything for everyone.
Yeah.
Like the Caps literally
Dang.
just had to win. That was all they needed to do.
We needed a win in regulation.
Yes.
Right.
Actually, no,
No,
it didn't
I
matter.
get
We
it.
needed a win either way. But a win in regulation was more helpful.
Correct. Where like the Penguins had to win and then Detroit
people had to
and
lose.
Washington had to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then Detroit got
The Red-
in if Washington lost, and
If
it was like
yeah, or in overtime. It was
Yeah.
insane.
The Capitals being the worst team in history to make the playoffs is actually the most Washington Capitals thing they could ever do.
that's
Fucking
actually
true.
really true.
Fucking accurate.
Oh my god.
Sharks
Yeah.
arrest Connor McDavid.
Right? That just made
Ladies
me.
and gentlemen, we got him. That's funny.
Wait.
Oh my god.
This is fucking phenomenal, too.
Okay, Timothy
Timothy.
loves him some country roads. It's been his
That
goal song for
tracks.
so long. Also, shout out to
Oh.
Timothy. I love
Oh
him.
my god.
Right. The memes are top fucking tier.
Dude, hockey
Yeah.
This
Twitter.
whole thing.
Hockey
Hockey
Twitter
Twitter
Oh
is
is
nuts.
man.
just out of control. Holy shit.
Goal
Well, with that
differential
yawn,
doesn't matter. Plus, the whistle blew at the play dead. Plus, Torts can't check a scoreboard. Caps are in the playoffs and die mad about it.
die mad about it.
Never.
Anyway, I think that's really all we got for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, and joining us. This has been a crazy regular season, and I can't wait to see what the postseason has. Also, I would be ashamed if I didn't mention the fact that none of us mentioned the Nashville Predators in any way. And what does that normally happen when, like, with Nashville? They normally go on a run.
Well,
So,
I'd
To
be
be
happy
fair,
for him if
I
they
almost
did.
did because Bruno's coaching them.
they're real
And I
good
was
this year. Like, people are
I was
sleeping on
about
them.
to say that they might be a sleeper pick, but
We don't talk about Bruno.
we don't talk about Bruno. No, I love.
Now I have to
Bruno
cut
when
it
he
so the
played
mouth,
for us.
so the mouse doesn't come for us.
Well,
You don't
have to
wanna
cut
fuck
her
I was
with
part,
off
mouse.
key enough.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Nah, they don't give a fuck. You don't fuck with the mouse. They have scopes. Their people have scopes. But
True.
let us know in the comments.
What's your
Who
favorite
is
color?
your pick? Fuck you.
What's your favorite color?
Fuck both of you. Who is your pick to win the Stanley Cup? We really want to hear from you guys. If you haven't already, and you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. That's really big, helps us out a lot. Also, you get notified anytime we post some new stuff. Check out our links in the description below. Give us a rating, give us a review on whatever platform you listen to. It would greatly help us out. We want to hear from you guys. We want to get your feedback. Anything we need to add?
We love
Well,
you.
check out Hockey Twitter. It will not disappoint.
Hockey Twitter is
Yeah,
a
dude.
fucking gem.
Fucking
As I
minefield
like
is
to
what it
sign
is.
off the shows, peace, love, puss suitor, and until next week, we will see you motherfuckers in the face-off circle.